It's so easy to think that you have to hire a professional studio to have professional sounding vocals, but you can actually record vocals in the comfort of your own home and make it sound pretty professional with a free program called Garageband. Today I'm going to be showing you how this program works and its basics. Be sure to check out Adorama.com to get the best deals. Whether it's recording video and audio at home, setting up your live stream, or getting some music gear, Adorama has it all. Garageband is what is known as a DAW, or a Digital Audio Workstation. Fancy! As I mentioned, it's free, so anybody who has a Mac or an iPad or even an iPhone can totally get it from the App Store. Well, let's talk about an interface real quick. My interface that I use is a Focusrite 2i2 Scarlett, and I've been using it for my live streams, my recordings just like this, and it does the job for just vocals and guitar. Now, if you want to get crazier, you could get more channels or more inputs to work with a bigger interface. Just starting off doing just vocals, then this is more than capable to handle what you're trying to do. Also, if you are using a USB mic, just know that the quality is probably going to get compromised and it's not going to sound as professional as, let's say, a condenser mic or a ribbon mic would sound. Let me show you exactly how to set up your vocal chain on GarageBand. You're going to want to select input 1, which is where my Scarlett is plugged into, which is what my microphone is plugged into via XLR, and this box is automatically checked. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't want to hear your instrument as you're recording, that's fine if you're doing something a cappella or if you don't care to listen to a backing track. But personally, if I'm laying down vocals, I'm probably putting it on top of some kind of musical thing or beats or some sort of instrument track that I'm trying to sing along to. And down here, you'll notice I hear sound from Scarlett to i2 USB. And that's just, again, my interface. If this isn't the interface or the sound source that you want to use, you can click this right arrow over here and you could check what you have under devices. So you could go through whatever output device you'd like, but again, we're gonna stick with the Scarlett. The input device, Scarlett as well, because this is where I'm listening to my tracks through. Okay, so now you're all ready to track your vocals or record your vocals, but before we do that, we want to make sure we are wearing headphones and that we're not listening to ourselves through a speaker. Make sure you can hear everything, especially yourself, in the headphones. Last but not least, before you track, you want to make sure your vocals aren't peaking. Now, what is peaking? So let me show you here on your workstation that there's this green bouncy bar, and all that is my vocal being picked up by the program. So before you start recording, you want to make sure your vocal levels are perfect, meaning everything here is in the green. And if you notice, if I sing really loud, you see over here how the green bar turns yellow. And if you sing even louder and you get closer to the mic, if I sing really loud, you see how it's orange? You don't want that because you will cause something called peaking. Peaking is basically a distortion that's caused by speaking really loudly or screaming, and reducing the volume on your file won't really make it sound better because you're literally taking your waveform and you're making it as fat as possible, and that's something you can't really fix. Once you record it while it's peaking, you're gonna have to re-record it because it's just gonna sound pretty terrible. Trust me, you're gonna want to start off with a perfect gain, meaning you want to stay in the green. That's just really easy to remember. Just stay in the green, you're good to go. Green, good to go. So right before you track, you may or may not want to use a metronome. A metronome is just going to keep you at a specific time, and you could toggle that on and off by this metronome picture here up top. So to the left of that is a count in, which you could also turn on and off. Basically, it's just going to give you a 4 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, before the program starts recording you. So to record, you either press this big red circular button here, and as you can see, it's picking up my voice, blah, 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 blah. And then you stop it by hitting this play button. Or you could hit the R key on your keyboard and press the space bar to stop recording. So when you add your new audio track, you're going to go to the right of that, right click again, add audio file, and again, this is just an MP3, that has no vocals, but we're just gonna sing over just for funsies. All right, now I imported that MP3 over, and this could be an instrument that you've been working on yourself or a beat that you just want to sing over. But just to show you the capability of this program to be able to sing on top of a track that exists, we're gonna go ahead and record over this guy. Notice that when you click on these separate tracks, you are arming them, meaning one of the tracks is capable of recording. And you could tell which track you arm by seeing where the green bar is currently at. Okay, now that we have armed this first audio track, let's record something. How can I be so foolish to think that you would stick around? But now you're just another ghost in this town. Oh, you're left without a sound, but now you're just another ghost in this town. All right, hit the space bar to stop. Let's listen back. How can I be so foolish to think that you would stick around? And that's as easy as it gets. Let's say you want to share these vocals over to a producer or a friend or a band member or somebody who wants to mix your tracks. It's really simple. I'm just going to go ahead and mute the instrument track. You're going to go to Share, Export Song to Disk. Name it whatever you want. Let's just go Ghost Vocals. You could bounce it to whatever kind of file you want. Most people will probably want WAV, especially if they're going to manipulate it on another program. But for now, we're just going to bounce it to MP3. Let's say you just want to share it with a friend. MP3 is just good enough for somebody to listen to and give you feedback. So you just hit the export button. And that is the basics of recording vocals on a DAW like GarageBand. Now, it's important to note that you don't have to just use GarageBand. There are so many other very capable DAWs out there that you could play with, get comfortable with, and use, especially if GarageBand is not really something that you have, whether it's because you don't have a Mac or you don't have access to an iPad or an iPhone, or you simply just want to use a different program and you want to get comfortable with something else. That is completely fine. You could definitely use those as a beginner. All that matters is the time that you put into it, and essentially every single DAW works the same. You're gonna need an interface, you're gonna need a microphone, and you're gonna need a capable computer to do all these things. That's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go down below to hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the comments what other tutorials you want us to tackle. My name is Raquel Lily. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys later.